Hello, everybody. Back again with Ryan,
Hello.
and we're opening up the Final Fantasy that I begged, steal, borrowed, and traded in to get. So, here we go with the first play booster. We've already opened up the bundle, so if you want to check that out, the video should already be posted. All right, here we go.
So, what is it that you are most looking forward to out of this set?
Sephiroth and the
Sephiroth.
Masumume blade. So it's very specific, but that's kind of the big thing I want, and kind of nostalgia.
Right.
So. Here we go.
And unlike the bundle opening, we're not even going to read off the commons or uncommons here. We're only going for rares and mythics and, the other
Noctis,
funnesses.
Noctis, Prince of Lucis. Um, he's one white, blue, black. Lifelink. Whenever you cast his spell from your graveyard, you may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying any other cost. Cast a spell this way. That artifact enters with a finality counter on it. So 4/3. Okay. Thunder Mage. Wow, that's 2 foils. Okay, interesting. I'm not gonna sort them either.
Yes. Pretty soon here, we're going to have some videos of me actually sorting my collection because as I said, I was never a collector, but every time I've been going up there, I've been buying packs and just throwing them in boxes. So I figured, I need to actually go through what I have because there's probably some gems there. And if I'm going to go through it, might as well
Must.
make some content out of it.
3 rare pack. So the water crystal. I want to get each one of these also. I think this is
Yeah, the
really good.
crystals and the
Yeah.
water crystal. A lot of people pinged me and said, "Dude, you're going to want this," and I haven't looked at it. So what does it do again?
Okay. So it's 2 and a blue. Legendary artifacts. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. And then
Okay,
4 in
all
blue
right, I can
blue.
definitely see that going in my mill deck.
Yeah. Well, it's not done yet. 4
Yeah.
blue blue tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand.
Okay.
You just need to have more card draw on your mill decks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, but the mill one becomes mill five.
mm-hmm.
That on its own isn't bad.
Yeah, it's just I think you want to try to power through people's cards. Okay.
Oh no, most definitely. That is probably not in my existing mill deck, but the new mill deck I'm working on
Mm-hmm.
will probably work much better in.
All right. Joshua's Phoenix Dominant. 1 red white. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Okay. Then the activate ability 3 red white. Exile him, return him into the battlefield, transformed under your control. Activate only as a sorcery. That's Phoenix, Warden of Fire. First and second chapter deal 2 damage to each opponent. And then the third chapter, return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile this and return to the battle. Wow, it just keeps returning. That's interesting. All right,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I got a good glare on that one.
Yeah, it's a
There you
foil.
go.
Made
Yeah, I know. I was just making sure for everyone else watching this later that they actually got to see what the card was.
All right. Matoya Archon Elder. It's 2 and a blue. Whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. Okay. Interesting. Just a land. Um Gilgamesh, weapon collector. It's Godo, bandit, warlord. Whenever it enters, you may search your library for an equipment card, put it into the battlefield, and then shuffle. When it attacks for the first time each turn, untap all samurais you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Okay, that's a reprint. Just show that one off. All right.
And when you're saying you want the Sephiroth, you're talking the Fabled Soldier, not the Planet's Heir.
I can't remember which. It's the mono black
one.
Yeah, mono
Yeah,
black
mono
one.
black one. That's Fabled Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Machinist Arsenal, job selects, and then equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each artifact you control, and is an artificer in additional to its other types. Equip 4. It's kind of a crazy equip. Okay, that's it for that pack. Yeah, I think it'd go really good in my Swirl deck, of course. Strixhaven Stadium. It's a mana rock that will get you killed.
Yep.
All right. Florian Wildrose Warrior. Creatures you control have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token copy of it, except it has this equipment's equipability costs 2 less to activate. Sacrifice a token at the beginning of the end step. Of the next upkeep. There's a card out there that has you not. No one has upkeeps anymore, and I think that's a way to bust that wide open.
Right.
All right. Next pack.
Yeah, the one I think that's going to have the most long-term impact, for our play group is probably going to be the Ancient Adamantoise. I think we're going to see a lot of people breaking that one to mitigate any damage.
Okay. Genova Ancient Calamity. 2 black green. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on equal to the Genova's power on up to one other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. Okay. Interesting. That's it. I think it's crazy that you get alternate arts in the...
Yeah, I mean, I'm considering the price of them. I'm happy that
Okay. Ultima. Destroy all artifacts and creatures, each of and then end the turn. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heavy price. Oh, Buster Sword.
Board wipe, but it ends your turn. Buster, there you go. You got the Buster Sword.
All right. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the damage without paying its mana cost. Okay.
Yeah.
Equip 2. That's busted. Okay.
I need
Card
one of
machine.
those to go in my equipment.
You and everyone else.
Yep. Any Voltron player wants that card.
I think in some standard decks people want to play that.
Oh, I'm not saying no one else wants it. I'm just saying anyone that plays Voltron, they're hunting for that card.
All right. Zell Dinch. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. He gets +1/+0 for each land you control. At the beginning of your end step, return a land you control to its owner's hand. I like that. Okay. Ooh, got the world map in foil. Got that in foil. Right. That's a town in foil. Everyone probably figured so much. Okay. Xenos Ye Galvus. 3 black. My first friend. When Xenos Ye Galvus enters, choose a creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Creatures other than Xenos Ye Galvus and the chosen creature get -2/-2. When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform Xenos Ye Galvus. And then flying, as this creature transforms into Shinyu, choose an opponent. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. It's kind of funny. Oh my god. I could see our play group playing that card a lot.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the big here's the commander everyone wants to play. The Wandering Minstrel. The lands you control enter untapped. And then the Minstrel's Ballad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token that's all colors. And then 3 Wooburg. Other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. Interesting. Right. That's one everyone's trying to build around. I don't think it's that good. It doesn't have enough synergies. Live stage. All right. Cypher Almacy. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of
You're
turn.
back with the big glare on it.
Oh,
There you go.
I need to sit more over. All right. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a target instant or sorcery value 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Spell would be put into the graveyard. Exile it. Okay. Oh. Oh, wow. A Realm Reborn. It's the 6-drop. Other permanents you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. I got it in the alternate art foil. That's really good.
Nice. Yeah. There's your, there's a good hit for that. Phase that, not case. Box. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. All right. Perforos God of the Forge. Hell yeah. Kefka Palazzo, but it's Perforos God of the Forge. Legendary enchantment creature god. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, it's still a creature. Whenever other creatures you control enter, Kefka deals 2 damage to each opponent. And then 2 in a red. Creature you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That's a really good pull. That's a great pull.
Yeah.
All right. Vincent Valentine. Whenever it's a 4-drop, so 2 black. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the equal to that creature's power. So whenever a creature dies, you put 1 counters on it equal to its power. And whenever it attacks, you may transform it. And it transforms into a 3/2 trample lifelink. When it dies, return to the battlefield tapped. Oh man, it just keeps coming back. That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, this is the first time in a long time we've done an opening. So sorry if it's rough. Doing the best I can. Thank you, Ryan, for hanging out with me while I do this, because, yeah.
Hey, not a problem. As long as you don't mind the clicky-clacky of my keyboard as I'm still officially working, or the printer in the background, I have no problem being here.
All good. All right. Van Street Thief, 2 red. Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it. If you don't, create a treasure token. Okay, that's pretty good. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a 1/1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control. That's really good. That is really good. That's really good for red. Wow, that's insane. That's gonna... That fixes a lot of issues with red right now, because red has a problem with ramping.
Yep.
So. Oh, hell yeah. Isgard the Holy Sea. It's another land, or town, but it has the adventure. So it has Faith and Grief, 3 white. Return up to 2 target artifact and or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand, and then it also can just be a land.
So how does a town go on an adventure?
Hey, I don't know. All I know is I think it's very good lands in the cycle, but maybe you make them disappear and you have them go into a different place. But that sounds more like
That would
a
be more Doctor Who type, thing. But
lot of different games like that. Borderlands, they actually have a town disappear and move. So, all right, let's see. Okay. The Barts and Boko, legendary creature, affinity for birds. When it enters, each other bird you control deal damage equal to the power of target creature an opponent controls. So that's really good. Cactar and then forest.
foil full art land.
Yeah. Normally I'd be all excited, but I got a bundle, so it's like it's whatever.
Yeah, well, no, but it's nice to still get some, and nice that they're putting those in the play boosters and not, keeping them in the collector booster.
Yep. Mughul's Valor. 3 white. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Mogul creature token with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Okay.
Okay.
And then that, and then yeah. Okay, another Dovin's Veto. Okay. Aerith Gainsborough. 2 white, lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough. Whenever she dies, put an X 1/1 counters on each legendary creature control, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on Aerith Gainsborough. Okay. Payoff for life gain and stuff. Okay. Oh, she goes over here. This goes over here. Okay. Battle the Bridge. It's a Fatal Push.
Okay.
Basically, destroy target creature if it's mana value 2 or less. Destroy that creature if it has mana value 4 or more. If you permanent left the battlefield. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Clive's Hideaway. It's a hideaway. It's a town, but it has Hideaway 4. And then colorless land, and then 2 tap it. You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. If you control 4 or more legendary creatures, that's a
You're
commander
getting some
card.
good land hits.
Yeah. Okay. Eden, Seat of the Sanctum. It's another town. That's interesting. Okay.
Another town that goes on an adventure.
Yep. Jador, aristocratic capital. Sorcery is 4. It's overture. 4 blue. Target opponent mills half their library rounded down. And then yeah, that's a Ryan card.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. It's almost like Final Fantasy was made for you, Ryan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just a Millie boy, yeah. Okay. Sarah Farron. 1 green white. The first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform Sarah Farron. It's an artifact, and it's the first legendary spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, and legendary creatures get +2/+2. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we're doing okay on this box. I don't think we're doing crazy. I don't think we're doing terrible. I think we're doing about right.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with pre-sale prices. Finn the Fangbearer again. Okay. All right. Matoya Archon Elder. 2 in a blue. Whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. That's a 1/4. That's really good.
Yeah.
I think I've already gotten one of those. All right. Arden the Usurper. Demons you control have menace, lifelink, and haste. I think we've seen this one. Yeah. It's an 8 drop. That's insane.
Getting down towards the end here. You got what? After this one, 4 more packs or 3?
2, 3,
Oh no, you got more
5,
than that.
6,
Sorry.
7, 8.
8 more. Okay.
Oh, okay. Hope Eshium. Legendary. It's white and a blue. Legendary creature, human or wizard. Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards where X is the amount of life you gain this turn.
Yep.
That's a really good card.
I've been thinking on making a deck that's like that, and now that he's out, I may have to make him the commander of it.
Yeah. You degenerate. Okay. Search for the frozen.
What can I say? I like alternate win cons. I don't like just beating someone to their life is 0. I want to win some other way.
Nature's Claim. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. I like that. I like that art also. Bathier and Fran. Reach. Vehicles you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and reach. Whenever a vehicle crewed by Balthier and Fran this turn attacks, if it's the first combat phase this turn, you may pay 1 red-green. If you do, after this phase, an additional combat phase. That's ridiculous.
We know Rob's gonna love that card.
I mean, I love that card. That's a really good card. Manwa White Mage, 3 white. Vigilance lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on each cleric you control. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh. Mythic. All right. Go-Go Master of Mimicry. This is a big one. 2 in a blue. XX tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control with control X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. This ability can't be copied, and X can't be 0. That's pretty good. I like copy spells.
Yeah.
And I got 2 foils in that pack. Okay. Adeline Resplendent Cathar. Okay, yeah, this is a reprint. Legendary Human Knight. Vigilance. When her power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really read much of the spoilers also. All right. Memories Returning. 2 blue. Reveal the top. It's a sorcery. Reveal the top 5 cards to your library. Put one of them into your hand. Then choose an opponent. They put 1 in the bottom of your library. Then you put 1 in your hand. Then they put 1 at the bottom of your library. Put the other into your hand. That's convoluted. That's very convoluted. Oh, hey, 2 rare pack. And then Yannette, Heart of Hydaelyn. 1 white. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. That ability triggers only once each turn. And then 7 and tap. Exile target non-land permanent. Transform her. Only activate as a sorcery. And she's a 4/4 indestructible. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It until your next turn, it gains indestructible. If that creature is legendary, draw a card. Interesting. Down to the last 4 packs.
All right.
All right. Summon Brynhildr. 1 red. Exile the top card of your library. During any turn you put a lore counter on this saga, you may play that card. And that's the first one. And then second and third. Gestalt mode. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, it gains haste until end of turn. And this is a 2/1. That's pretty good. All right.
3.
Lasui's Sacrifice. It's a blue. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a legendary creature or pay 2. Counter target, activated ability, triggered ability, or a non-creature spell. Okay. Okay, wow. And then a double rare in this pack. Saz Kotroy. 3 and a green. Human pilot. When he enters, you may search your library for a bird or basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Whenever it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then double the number of 1/1 counters on that creature. Wow, that's kind of insane. All right.
2.
And then also, I think Tifa is the other one I want. Because she's a green,
Right.
and she doubles her power whenever with landfall.
Yeah.
All right. Stroke of Midnight. Instant destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Okay.
So on the Tifa, doubles with landfall. If you can trigger multiple landfalls in a turn, and talking about the Jumbo Cactar, you know,
Yeah. Jumbo Cactar. 5 green. 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gains 9,999 plus O until end of turn. It's a 1/7. That's so stupid. That's really good though. All right, last card of the pack. All right. Edgar, King of Figueroa. When he enters, draw a card for each artifact you control. And then 2-headed coin. The first time you flip 1 or more coins each turn, those coins come up heads, and you win those flips. Okay. That's okay. All right, 2 plus. All right. That's it for this one. Stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be box 2 of Play Boosters. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Ryan, for hanging out. Bye.
Yeah, no problem.
That's going to wrap things up for us here in the CR Game Room. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe if you enjoyed the show. You can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter and join our conversations on Discord. Be safe, everyone, and thanks for hanging out. Later, buckaroos.
See ya. Take care, everybody.